Hello dear subscribers, dear visitors of my YouTube channel Retro Photo House. Today, as usual, I would like to share my knowledge about some specific Soviet lenses, about how to lubricate the focusing part of well-known Jupiter-12 Soviet lens. So this is basically 4-inch finder cameras, and it can be used via proper adapter on modern mirrorless such as Sony or Fuji or Panasonic systems. So it has the German design. It's based on the Carl Zeiss Biogon optical formula, and it has wide angle. It has 35 millimeters of focal length with maximum aperture at f at 2.8. Very often this lens was made in 50s, 60s, and very often, like here for example, the focusing ring is really stiff. So to use it properly on your camera, we need to relubricate the focusing mechanism because it's very stiff. So to perform this work you will need some tools. First of all, this is a set of screwdrivers. Then you will need the C-Team grease to put the new grease, this one, C-Team 201. Also you need to have the organic solvent, like here, solvent galoshite it is called, or whatever else, the organic solvent to remove the old grease. Also you need the 98% pure alcohol. So let's start our work. First of all, we need to remove rear optical element because it is very protruding and it will interfere our manipulations. Okay, so you just take the lens like this, and by turning counterclockwise you unscrew complete optical element. Okay, here you have. You put it aside, we do not need it. Then we take the little screwdriver here, and on the focusing ring there are 3 screws, 1, 2 and 3. We need to remove, first of all, before this manipulation, please make sure that your lens is focused on infinity. Then you just remove the little screws, but be careful not to damage them. So then by pulling out you remove the focusing ring. There is still one screw in the hole, but it's loosened. So you put it aside. Then you will have the external white part with the marking and internal parts already. So then we need to remove this silver part, but before we need to make the markings. They will help us to reassemble the lens in proper way. So you see this red line. You just continue and put the marking on this black ring here, and you continue it till this ring here, and you just put a big little marking here, straight line. You see, marking, continue the red line here. Then you find the little screw on this silver ring and you remove it. Here you see, here we have, and then you just take lens like this and turning also counterclockwise. You remove simply this external silver part, the little screw for this hole. Pay attention not to put it somewhere where you will not find it. We need it. So we have our helicoid part with optical block inside, and we need to remove completely the optical block from focusing part. Also by turning to the left counterclockwise like this, it comes. In my case it came out really without any significant efforts, but in your case maybe you should apply a bit of force. Okay, and here you have the front optical element. Rear we have removed before, and you can see inside it is very dirty. So now we will clean it up. So we have our focusing block without any additional parts on it. We need to disassemble it in order to have access to all surfaces, thread surfaces, and to apply a new grease on it. The major difficulty here that this block is composed of 3 moving parts. This one, inner part, this external part, and this one. And they are all held together with little screws inside. This one, and this one. And the major problem for reassembling is that all these moving parts, they have threads inside, and only one position is correct. Only one position of the threads is correct. Okay, the ratio is very important to keep the ratio between all these 3 parts the same as it was on the beginning. Otherwise it will not focus properly, or rangefinder block will show incorrect values. Okay, we will start with removing the inner ring here. Basically, to remove this ring we need to unscrew these 2 screws, one and another here. So, but first of all we need to put marking. Please be sure the lens, the focusing block, is focused to infinity here. This is infinity position. Then what I do, I just take, for example, here our little screw, and you see this line, it's not a line, it's just you just put the screwdriver inside, and I just make the marking on this external surface. Just it continue this little line on this of the screw. You may see it here. So here we have this line, this, and I put the marking just in the middle here. Why we are making this manipulation? Because this position is very important. Position of this screw is very important. So we will screw in the inner ring later till this position. Okay, so once we have made the marking, we can remove the 2 screws, one and second. One and second here. Once it's done, you can, by turning the ring, sorry, here, with your fingers, we have removed the inner ring. As you may see, there is a thread here and a lot of old grease, already dry grease, and this causes the complete set to turn very stiff, very hard. Okay, you can see here. We need to lubricate to clean up all this. So this is the first ring. Okay, so here we have the two remaining rings. They are assembled. You can turn here. So this is infinity position. This is the closest distance position. As you may see, there is this little screw here, and we will put the marking here, for example. You see? There is a marking I've already put here, like here. And you can see that this little line of the screw, it just comes on the edge of the flange, on the edge of this part. It makes the same line. So basically we will remove the screw, the screw, but later, during reassembling, we will need to put it in the same position, like here. It's very important to put it in, to assemble these two parts, that they should be in the same position. Okay, so now I'm removing the screw here, and I can just by turning to counterclockwise, I disassemble the remaining two parts, and you can see here how it looks like. So we have our focusing block completely disassembled. Now we will pass to another part. We need to clean up all these surfaces from old grease and to apply a new one. So now we just take our organic dissolvent. We will put it into some, for example, here I've put already a bit of it. I will add. So I just took a toothbrush and just I take the part, I just put it inside, and with help of the toothbrush, for example, or whatever else you want, I start to remove the old grease. You take the piece of textile and you wipe it completely to the dry condition. To eliminate the strong smell, you just can take a bit of alcohol onto the textile, and to wipe the part with the alcohol too. And you need to make the same manipulation with all three parts, with inner ring, with the bigger ring, and with the external ring here. So once you have cleaned all the surfaces and dried it, and you are sure that there is nothing here, and it is dry and clean, all surfaces. You see, we need to start to lubricate it and reassemble. Okay, so I use, as I said, Ceatine grease. It is specially made for such kind of surfaces, and I just take a little bit on my finger and I start to apply the grease on the threads here. So here we have more or less, not a big quantity, you can see. So now we will start to reassemble the rings all together. So first of all I will try, so take this part and just check up where is your marking is here. The line here, the marking, and it should be aligned, as you remember, with this edge, on this edge, as you remember. So this work is quite big, a bit tricky, because there is a multi-thread here and you need to make the tries. Maybe it can happen that you will spend a bit of time trying to put the two spare parts in proper way, because it's not very easy thing to do. First of all, you need to align these two parts in very proper and precise way, otherwise it will stuck all against one against together. So just be patient when making this, because it's not really easy. Here you have, you see, finally I've got, after dozens of tries, I've got a proper position, because our marking, you may see how our marking fits completely the flange, the edge of the ring. Here is our marking and here is the flange. So this is right position for our ring. So we will put the screw inside. Here we have, hop. So this is the proper position. Then you need to find your marking on this ring, and you will put the inner ring inside, in the way the center of the hole, or the center as well the center of the screw, it should fit with this marking. So let's try to put it properly. In this position, these two rings should, when trying to find the hole, the inner hole, this our screw needs to be in this position. Okay, here we have, I don't know if you see, but there is a hole inside and it corresponds to our marking. Now I will put the screw inside and we will check it up together if it's okay. Yes, it's completely okay, as you may see. Our marking on the external ring here, and our screw they correspond here, you see. So it's a correct position for inner ring. And then you just put another screw inside. So with some difficulties, with some efforts, but we have achieved the final assembly of the focusing block. It's working, it is on its place. And now we will reassemble all lenses together. So our focusing part is assembled correctly. That's true, 3 rings, so 13 we don't need it. We will now reassemble the external silver rings. So as you may remember, we have here our marking, and we have here on the ring the red line. We screw they both together in order the marking correspond red line. If it's done, you see, so then you find the hole, and there is our place for the screw. You just take a screwdriver, you take your little screw here, and you put it on its place. So you may see it is on its place. Here we have. Then we will take our optical block, we put it inside, and we screw it in like this. Till the end, and then by applying like this, you put your hand like this and you apply a bit force to fix it inside. Okay. Then you take your rear optical block you removed previously and you screw it in. Then you make sure your lens is focused on infinity, and you find your red line, and on the external ring you find the infinity sign. You align them, like this, and you put the screws on their places. And you check up if it works. Yes, you see, it works very smoothly. So in this way you just applied, relubricated this old and very nice wide-angle lens for rangefinder cameras. So this is Retro Photo House. We are working for you, for your satisfaction. Please visit our eBay store and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for your attention. Goodbye.